Hello, one and all, and welcome back to another Building Worlds stream. I'm Joshua MacGregor, and this is an open writing session where I invite you to join me as I do some world building. That's pretty much the whole premise of the show. If you were looking for the previous episodes, they're either up on Twitch for 2 weeks, or they go to the Hidden Realms YouTube channel. So you can go check them out there. Right. So tonight I've started a little later than I usually do. It's because I was late getting dinner and, taking it a little bit easier today anyway. So this might also be a little bit of a shorter stream. But, the plan is just to play. Truly just to play around with, oh, pardon me, with Incarnate on the Unan world map. See if we can make some nations and put some names on there. So it's just kind of like another layer of excavation, giving sort of ideas of expanding out using Incarnate. So let's go ahead and bloop. Go over to Unan. Hello, Unan. I just started to play around a little bit here. I finally am subscribed to Incarnate, so I've got all of their textures and path tools and various bits, and I've just thrown a bunch of volcanoes over on Keoth, or Quaoth, as people may misinterpret it, as well as some mountains on Talaris, on the continent of Talaris, and some paths trying to make some nation lines on Tamazia. So that's kind of where we're at. And I think what I'm going to start by doing is, I was just looking at a wild map, but I think just looking at how to draw nation lines Incarnate. Just like that. Kind of looks like this person has just done, yeah, the path tool with various things on it. This person's done just kind of a land texture difference, which makes a great deal of sense to me, really. That's just a really nice looking world map. How do I open this image in a new tab and then, oop. Okay, so yeah, this person's actually done this. I like. This is good. So far, this is the thing that I like the best. Actually, is the path tool in white. Yeah, that's really nice. Hello, Carrie! Welcome to the stream! How do you do? I hope you're well. Yes, we have, we're just, getting all up in this map making. So, down here, what I can do is, I don't like that. I don't like these elements, but I can redraw them using the path tool. We're gonna make them white, which is good. We're gonna make it, I think it's dashes probably is what we're going for, right? And let's just let's play around a little bit, shall we? Ooh, there's a long gap between that. That's not what we're looking for. Ooh, like that? Question mark. Those are dots closer together, so let's try that instead. Yeah, we're starting to get somewhere now. Starting to get somewhere. pretty straight line there. Then, hey, click off. There we go. We go. And then we make Zale a small nation over there. Okay, so now we've kind of got our nation lines. Let's play around with some texturing. This is gonna be very chill. This is just gonna be very chill because I'm not feeling 100%. Just you know, I'll just be feeling like just needing to go very sort of like easily, slowly through my day at the end of the day here. So I'm gonna take this very easily, and when I need to head to bed, I will do that. Just gonna look after myself. Light. What you gotta do, eh? Yeah. So this is this is just gonna be very gentle. But I'm not doing the worst, but I'm not 100%. That's how I'm doing. Thank you very much for asking. I might actually pour myself a glass of wine. You know, this is an adult stream. We're going to show a person imbibing just a little bit. But yeah, that's the idea there. Oh, thank you for your hearts, Carrie. This is lovely, lovely, lovely. If you've got any sort of ideas, suggestions for like nations or terrains or things to do on any of the 8 continents, I've only just started to sort of play around, and we still like I'm starting to have very, very, very slight ideas for the continent of Talaris, the continent of Keoth, but yeah, please just throw ideas into the mix. If you've got an idea for the continent of Okyed, there's going to be like, and the thing is as well, the continents are really big, so there's going to be a lot of there's going to be a lot in and amongst you know these continents, and we're gonna start playing around on Tamazia a little bit more here. Now, do we want to do volcano? I probably don't want to do volcano, but I want to do like a cool looking mountain of some description. Ooh, yeah, like a black mountain. Zay in jail. Ooh, yes. Ooh, I like that. I like throwing one of those on there. Like, that's kind of fun. I don't know if we need another one. Do you want little mountains? Let's just play around with what we've got. What have we got? We've got dark brown hills. We've got dunes. Oh, we've got dunes. Oh my. Green hills. Put some green hills up in here. We can get right in here and have some. I think Graland probably is a land of hills. That doesn't look even close to natural over there. Wait, back over here. Poor choices. Graland. I think Graland will have many hills, but maybe not so clumped up afterwards. Yeah, big, lovely big hills all throughout Graland. Big rolling green country. It's kind of, yeah, it's kind of fun. Dude, I shall. Lovely! Yes. Cheers to you, Carrie. Good, good, good. Now, actually over here. This is a bit like it though. Yeah. Cool. Just things to start playing with, really. I imagine we'll need to do a new map at some point to get the details of all of this stuff in here. But we've got Graland. Let's go look at a texture or two. Open catalog. Ooh, parchment textures. I kind of like that. Let's do something with that. Parchment. What's this? What's this? Ooh, that gives a very particular kind of flavor to Growland. Yeah, that kind of texture right there. Make that a little smaller there. You can get it right in the corner. Interesting. Almost like boggy. Ooh, I kinda like that. That's cool. Let's have a look at what else we can do for this sort of region. Political green, Botunga. Let's make it. Oh, it's going over the thing. We don't want that. I don't know why it's going over the resource we've got there. And then jail is probably going to go, ooh, did you get the Incarnate subscription in the end? I did, yes. I think directly before you came on, I think I said I got the subscription. So now I've got all the stuff. Ha 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 ha. Yes, congratulations on getting the player's handbook. It's a good read. There's a lot of really there's stuff in there that clarifies what's going on in the game. For sure. It's the first thing I got. I got the player's handbook and I read it cover to cover, and then I knew I wanted to be a DM, so I got the monster manual and the DM's guide as well. DM's guide's a pretty good resource actually, and the monster manual I'm constantly using. But the player's handbook is, like, in theory has everything that you need in it. If you've got, like, you know, monster stat blocks that you can find elsewhere, which you can. I know they don't necessarily encourage you to do that, but it's but you can. And there's no real repercussion for doing so. Ooh, we've got Kel over there with a different kind of parchment. And we're looking for, ooh, like a state. Ooh, these are sort of cracked ice. What on earth is that kind of vibing? That doesn't seem like what I want. Dark gray texture. Yes, the Kingdom of Jail. Ooh, interesting. I kind of like this whole, yeah, like the dots for country lines, etc. We're getting somewhere here. I don't know exactly where yet, but we're getting somewhere. Wasteland textures. That's interesting. Wasteland brown. Oh, wow, that is heavy. Let's see if we turn down the opacity slightly on that. What we can get away with here. Yeah. I kind of like that. That's nice. How come I don't encourage... What? I don't encourage what? One second. Because I'm not sure exactly what you're asking here, Carrie, if I'm being entirely honest. You said something about getting other monsters' handbooks or something, that you don't encourage it. It's an option. No, it's not. It's not that I don't encourage getting the monster manual and the DM's guide. They're really good resources. I use them all the time. It's so I in fact I quite the opposite. I do encourage you to go get those if you want to run D&D stuff. I just mean that there is the option of finding monster stats uh, online, etc. That all you need is the player's handbook to get started. But what I did was I went and got the DM's guide and the monster manual. I think they're super helpful. I think they're fantastic. Yep. Yep. Okay, so we've played around a little bit with the colors there. One of the things I kind of like to do for myself is, for example, Zale, little country, black theme with a black mountain on it. I have no earthly idea what the deal is on Jail, but we have the beginning of something. We've just made, hey, it's a black, it's a country with a dark gray sort of texture to it and a black mountain coming out of it. I've no earthly idea what the stories are on Jail, but I don't know. They're kind of cool. It's a cool sort of beginning place to come from. It's like, hey, why is that the way that it is? And that's the whole idea there. Freelands. Yes, I indeed have the pro version. I'm so glad, and it looks good to you. Yay! Yeah. It's fun for sure. I'm enjoying it. Oh yeah, this is gonna be invaluable. I think I'm just gonna use this as my map making tool from now on and do this like for all of the maps for campaigns and things, because it's good. It's just a straight up good resource. I'm having a good time. There we go. Textures. Oh yeah, and let's throw another path tool. Chaos. Though. Oh yeah, let's make this tiny place its own nation, because that's fun. Ooh, I kind of like the idea that they just kind of cordoned this area off. I just went, right, volcanoes be here. Let's not be there with the volcanoes. That feels like fun to me. And maybe you've got, yeah, maybe. Oh, let's have a look. Let's have a look at what we can do here. It might be fun. An ice texture? Why would there be an ice textured place? I don't know. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, so Ed Helen is sort of an elven nation bordering on some other weird elemental stuff. That's kind of interesting as an idea. So you kind of got an ice theme going there. Eh. That's something. I don't know. I don't know that it's much of anything, but it's something of something. Yeah, let's go. Let's use some of these ones up here. This feels like... Yeah, this is what I'm thinking, is that there are some islands along here that have a different sort of vibe to them. Hello, Evig. Wonderful to have you here. And yes, we're just building some. We're just making some maps. We're just hanging out. Evie, welcome, Evie. Lovely to have you. Yeah, we're just making some maps, hanging out. That's it. If you've got ideas or uh, suggestions or any old thing, you just shout out. Yes, we are on Incarnate. I got the pro version recently, and I'm really enjoying it. This is just filling out this world. We've got a world called Unan, and we've got all these different continents around the place here, and I'm just playing around, doing different things. Yep. So got Tamazia, Shaknagol. Ooh, we've got reds now. We've got actual reds, so we can make Shakranagol Red Isles actually a better color of red. It's not quite red yet. Not quite what we're thinking of in terms of red. I mean, we could go bright red, but that's not exactly what I'm... Lava red? Let's go lava red and see what we think. Yeah, that's distinct enough. That's where we're gonna go. We're gonna go there. Yeah, just gonna do it. And we are... I'm just throwing stuff at Talaris and Keoth. I was thinking with Keoth. That's sort of like a fire volcano-y thing going on here. I definitely want more mountains. Rocky Mountains, yeah. You can tell that this map is not big enough. Because I made it. Yeah. So we sort of got a bubbling thing going on here. Let's... Yeah. Let's fully do this. Yes. This is what we like to see. We're gonna have a few that are bigger. Whoa, way too big. Way too big, way too big, way too big, way too big. Ah, there we go. A couple bigger ones. It's really massive. Very, very big. So we can get rid of that. We can redraw that. Now that we have an idea that there are going to be mountains there. There's a little pass. And then... Let's keep going with these mountains and see. Let's do just a little bit more here. What's the best way to do this? Just sort of a lone green mountain in the middle there. Green mountain's large. Let's give the idea that that is connected, and then those mountains can be just hanging out in the middle there, which makes the crossing between Talaris and Keoth a little bit easier. Glad to see you've been productive, Carrie. That's awesome. Do. Let's have a look, actually. Let's see what we've got here. Ooh. Terrain. Cliffs. Oh, that's awesome. Smoke. Ooh, we've got some cool stuff here. Yes. Craters. I want craters. Yes. So we get the idea that there's this area where a bunch of meteors keep falling, maybe? Or something anyways going on here, and it's making the whole area volcanic. Yeah, cool beans. I've just read a particular message on my phone. uh, I'm getting distracted. So that's something. But yeah, let's say that that area kind of tapers off. It's not necessarily that it's not part of the of this particular land. Let's call it this land. Yeah, let's actually, you know what? Let's call this all the same place. Just be really gentle. Yeah, let's be really gentle with this sort of like opacity. And make that sort of a nice, yeah, blended nice into a yellowy color here. Yes, so all of that is sort of like their territory. And that's also their territory. Let's just give it to them. Them, whoever they may be, got some territory. And it just happens to be that the lower section of their land is being all blowed up. It's being all blowed up, is what I say. The idea now, because I know there's the volcano thing, but also there's like there are cool volcano specific ones. Uh, so I was just thinking about throwing a volcano onto that little island over there and being like, whatever's there, it could be a really fertile place that's just got a big old active volcano on it. Um, Now we've got the continent of Keoth, and I feel like we can move this slightly so that we can figure out who lives here. And I'm reckoning it's dwarves. I'm reckoning it's dwarves who live in this sort of like major kingdom here. So let's give the dwarven kingdom a name. Let's do our usual thing. Actually, let's do the Google Translate thing. And because they're gonna definitely be burrowed into the mountains. But is it a kingdom that's in the mountains? Or do they care about? They've got to have like a large amount of territory, I think. Because just looking back at the map, like I know that a lot of this isn't mountainous, but we can make it mountainous. And they've got to care about all these rich minerals and resources that are landing because of meteorites or something going on in the southern part of this area. So let's throw some more mountains, but different kinds of mountains. Let's open back up our catalog here and let's do small mountains. Yeah, let's do small mountains. And even smaller than that, probably. So yeah, just itty bitty mountains. So it is a mountainous region. We can make here, if we've made a few small ones, we can make a couple of them that are a bit bigger. That Despacito stuck in my head. Don't know why, but I do. Da-da-da-da-dum. And then we can make them itty bitty and small again, and then have little mini ranges along here. You know, just throw an extra couple. And we can even make sure that there are a few littered in the southern area so that it's clear that the southern area, you know, was part of this country at a certain point. We're just throwing extra detail on for fun now. But yeah, so that kind of... Ooh. Oh, that looks cool. Ooh, that looks cool. This map is starting to look really cool. Ooh. uh... Oh, okay. We're beginning to figure this out. This is good. This is good. Let's go down here and make a pack reel have a different texture as well. And then we'll give a name to that area over there. We want green. We're looking for interesting greens here. Ocean texture is not exactly what we're looking for. Swamp is not exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for something that can reflect as Marin. That's what we're looking for. We're going full opacity. Too dark. For sure, a little bit too dark. But this is just a normal green. It's just a normal green. I think we have a winner for Epacriel. Epacriel. Because the whole aesthetic is very much of the Ismaran gods. And the Ismarans lived on the green world, Ismara, the green world. So let's go ahead and throw that on there. And just say, you know what, let's just get rid of that scar and then figure out how to do the scar. Because it's possible, I haven't looked all the way through here, that they've got a crevice kind of thing. Ooh, buildings. Ooh, I like the buildings. They got the Stonehenge kind of thing. Oh, this is good. This is good stuff, Dark Tower. Yes. Yes. Oh. Oh, boy. This is exciting. I'm very happy with this. There's so much stuff here to be able to play with. Oh, man. Okay, first of all, let's... Oh, we gotta throw some, like, Leviathans, right? We gotta throw some Leviathans. White Serpent illustration. What's with the... Why does it not look clear? It just meant to be like that? Oh, then it looks nice. I see. Oh, well, then let's throw another one of those on there for sure. Let's throw another one over here. Catalog. Hee 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 hee. That's a illustration too. Ha 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 ha. Hee 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 ho. I just like doing these. These are fun. White ship illustration. Okay, cool. That's enough of that. But I just thought that was really cool that they added that in. We will do the dragons, but not right this second. Not here. I think the closest thing to what I'm thinking of is this cliffs. Sort of vibe. It's not exactly what I'm looking for, though. We're looking for... Yeah, I know you've got styles and packs. Select all. Let's just be able to look at everything. Is there a snowy region? That's an excellent question. The answer to which is, of course, there will be sort of like snowy region stuff. And we will get there. Oh, wow, there's so much stuff here. This gets so much more specific. This is going to be great. I'm going to be able to make my own battle maps. Which is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. Before we get to that, though, I just gotta... Cliffs, it's not exactly cave entrance, not exactly what I'm looking for. Because I'm looking for like a crevice in the earth, you know what I'm saying? Dungeons. Obsidian walls. Again, it's close. Sewers, graveyard. Person traps. Desert. Orcish, elven. Well, this is kind of cool if they sort it like that. Steampunk. Trains, ships. Oh, this is very cool indeed. Frigid North, stuff like that we're definitely going to play with. Opposite buildings, stamps. Effects. Oh, that's fun. Terrain. Okay, so let's... Big cliff composites. Dirt hill composites. Big dark dirt hill composites. It's almost what we're looking for. Let's see. Oh, it's got the right feel to it, actually. Right? We're looking at a scar in the land. Yeah, you know what? That's going to be what we're using. That's going to be what we're using. Yep. Nope. Undo whatever I just did. Make that smaller. That one bigger. Make this one smaller. I'm having trouble here. Not really. We'll be fine. Just going to... Nope. There we go. Move that one to be along there as well. And then basically with the old scars, what we can do is we can just erase them. Let's just... Oh, they're not actually elements, are they? Because they're on the texture. Fine. We will work it out. We can work it out. Life is very short. And there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friends. Yeah. We're not going to get this exact, are we? Over there. But, I mean, I guess we can just use the not desert. What's the baseline one? Filters only used in this map. Ooh-wee! I like that. That's cool. Oh, good. That's gone. And then, I guess we can get surgical about this and use the Dazaroth one. Let's just get rid of that for a sec. Make it right with the I'm sure that one's been used. Yeah, Batunga. Here we go. And the Graland one. That's kind of perfect, actually. And now we go back to our... whatever these are. We're calling them scars. Scars in the earth. They are. Rotate that one and make it bigger. Boop, boop, boop. And throw another one. Let's make it a nice big... Ooh, that's huge. Yeah, let's throw one of those into the provinces and put it, like, right there. It's a nice big scar. So the scars are these rents and tears in the earth that were left behind at the end of this old war. So that's kind of fun. I think probably the north of Kioth and the northern regions of Tamazia get pretty cold. I know we haven't yet come up with a thing for that, but let's just do some of this stuff first, because I'm having fun. Snow? Let's just do snow texture. And go to the north. North of Talaris. Let's do size. A little less on the opacity. And just see how making this region snowy. How does that feel? Let's make that snowy. Let's make all this snowy and see how we feel about it after we've done that. Yes. But we want to give it a slightly different vibe in the different areas. Do we want to do snow-capped mountains? Is that what we're thinking here? It truly is too many, however. So we're just gonna stick to the fantasy world ones. Yeah, let's go Gray Mountains, Snow Mountains. Snow Mountains large. That's too large, but it's the right idea for sure. Ooh, let's actually get rid of the ones we've got. Yeah, let's just make them snow mountains. That one's gotta have snow on it, I'm afraid. They are a little bit too pixelated. Let's quickly switch that over to Snow Mountain Small. Don't like the way that feels. They can be a little bigger. And chuck that around like that. And we want one of the big ones, right? We want a big mother effin' mountain right there. So that's sort of a snow texture. Talaris. Let's move this out of the way, just so we can focus on what's actually going on this continent here. I'll make it a little. Make it white, nice and white. Snowy. Yeah, that's a nicer texture. And is there an interim between that kind of white? Parchmenty? No, we don't like parchmenty, really. Ice and snow. Not really. What we're going for. This is interesting. Well, there we go. That's kind of interesting. Yeah. Yeah. That will do nicely. And then we just gotta blend that in a little bit. So let's go ahead and throw the opacity down to 30. And then just go along there like that. And smooth out that edge a little bit. More than 30 probably. Size? Yeah, we can keep it around 30. Let's just move the opacity back up to around, yeah, let's say 55. Cool. So it's blended just a little bit, you know? Just a little bit. That feels right. And then we can start to put sort of like nation lines on there with our path tool. So Ed Helen's nation line should probably move just a little bit. That feels right to me. There should also be one that goes along here like this, separates the north from the, you know, this sort of place should be its own nation for sure. And I think that's it in terms of nation lines. I think, do we need to do one like this? There's much point in trying to visualize something if you don't visualize it properly. Yeah, why the effity hell not? That one's not necessary though. That the mountains do that for us. So now over at Kiosk, have. Do we need a bit nation? No, there's a thing in the way. Great text. Boom. But what does that text say? Let us go to Google Translate, which we said we were going to do a long time ago. Let's get some cool... I don't know that we want... Let's see what Icelandic is like. Yeah, they have volcanoes. Eldfjall. Oh my god, what a great name. Eldfjall? I'm tempted to take that wholesale. Eldfjall. Volcano eruption. Eldgoss. I don't like Goss as much as I like Fjall, but that's cool. What if we just... What is just eruption? Oh, I see. What is, of lava? Rongos. Rung. Hrongfial. We're taking it. We're taking Hrongfial. That's so cool. What a name for a country here. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. There we go. Hrongfial. Dwarves. Dwarves of Hrongfial. Hrongfial. Yeah, that feels very dwarven. And then we're also gonna have text here. We're gonna have text here. Let's just go ahead and throw text where we know that text is gonna live. There's gonna be text there. Yeah, why not? We'll throw text there. We know we gotta name that place, and this place. So starting to get an idea, looking at our map here, sort of what the continent of Keoth is going to look like, what the continent of Talaris is going to look like. Tamazia's still got some stuff to sort out. Shagranagol, Shekranagol. Got the freelance, we've got a Backwell, we've got a Yorva. Sort of cuts that in 3. This is exciting. I'm getting jazzed here. Let's start coming up with names. Hrongfial. This doesn't necessarily need to be a dwarven. Well, it could be. It could be a nice little dwarven place, or maybe a halfling place. But maybe a bunch of people, different kinds of people live here. And industry and trade, etc., can definitely lead to things. Let's just make that Hragos. Hrongfial, Hragos is that. It doesn't need to be quite as large. It's the Isle of Hragos. Over here we've got a bitterly small, maybe a Farjanazi kind of place. What do we got here? Hrongfial. What else can we get out of this? Lava magma? Kavika. Like Kavika. What about in Portuguese? That's just magma. What about in Japanese? Maguma. What about in Belarusian? Mama. Ooh, I like that. What about in Corsican? Same. What about in Czech? Same. What about in Danish? Same. What about in Finnish? Same. What about in Turkish? Same. Ukrainian. Mama. Vietnamese. Dang Naham. Dang Naham. Interesting. Beignet. Norwegian. Yoruban. Zulu. Yoruba. Zulu. Persian. I can't do anything with that. Uzbek. Same. Tajik. Magma. Irish. Magma. Danish. Korean. Yongam. Magma, 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 magma. Oh no, we've come to the end. It's alright, it'll last us for a while. Yonnaham. Yeah, let's that's Yonnaham. Don't know exactly what the deal is with the Nahamians, but they're gonna live there. What about? Oops. Oh, let's. There we go. What about these guys over here? I like Kavika, but it is wholesale. Kavima, maybe? Yeah, let's throw that on there and see how it likes us. What about this mountain here? Keep wanting to... What about this mountain? What's the elven word for mountain? How do we look that up? Elven word for mountain. Elvish word for mountain. Amon. Okay. Amon. How about ocean? Quenya. Of course it's Quenya. AR Quenya. For C. I forgot about that. Okay. ER Quenya. Oh, that's good. And Amon. Eamon Quen? Eamon Quen. The mountain in the sea. Nice. That's what we will call that. And we will be happy. But we do need to go further north. Figure out what our north people are called. I think we need a nation name and we need a mountain name. Both. So what are we gonna do here? Galatea Tiamon. It's gonna be the name of that mountain. Come on. But then we gotta have a name for the country as well. Which is not gonna be that. Let's make it... Hmm. Gyal. Is that Gyalak? The nation of Gyalak. The mountain of Gyal. The Amon. Cool, that's fun. And we've got sort of this interim country here that's not quite the north and lies between elves and snow. Let's do something fun. Let's call them the Mistlands. Yeah. And you get mountains in the mist. I like that. Yeah, and then we've got this area over here. What do we do with this? Are we to have new territories? I quite like naming something after like a dynasty. So, the blank dynasty. The I almost want to say something like bleak. Is there a synonym for bleak? Maybe we can play around with that. Ross Dynasty. Wretched Dynasty. What is a word that means wretched? Let's have a look. Wretched. Bichaman. Something wretched in Latin. Miseros. Miseros. Swahili. Nyong. We did do some Icelandic earlier. Where is Icelandic now? Where did it go? There it is. Ooh, how do you pronounce that, I wonder? I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. And then I immediately tried. Let's see what we can make out of those so far. Omizero. The Omizero dynasty. Is dynast singular a word? Just dynast. Ooh, it's okay. So that's just a member of the family. Interesting. Nestes. Oh, from the Greek dunast high. I like dunast high. We can keep. It's not the Bleak dynasty, but the The Omizeros dynasty. You go to the Omizeros dynasty. Omizeros. Omi... The Mizeros? Ooh, this might not be where Dynasty actually comes in. Now that I think about it. Mizeros. A land that's miserable. Full of miserable people who want to leave. The Omizerians. Yes, Omizeros. The Omizerians. Great. I like that a lot. There we go. Omizeros. Now what can we populate that place with? I don't want it to be mountains necessarily. Let's make it definitely we have a scar or two in there. Oh, it could be a lot of them. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Oh, we can start to chain these around, like, put these around. Together. Oh, this was a battlefield. This was a battlefield. We know. Okay. We've got ideas now. Things are bubbling now. Okay, so let's go. Let's go a little further in. Let's move the Omizeros thing. So just this one. Let's move that. And let's turn it like that. This one. A little smaller. Turn it like that. I like that one. Let's make that even longer. Oops, a daisy. Let's go grab a different one. Let's put it at an odd angle. Let's put it like that. So, Omizeros has got like these enormous sort of caverns that are just torn through. You know, these crevices in the oops. These crevices in the earth that just feel bad, you know? They just feel bad. And actually, there's an idea there that that one could be like that, but that the that the ocean has come in. Subtract. In certain places where otherwise it might not have done, so that the ocean sort of the line. Oh, the roughness is at max. Let's make that as smooth as we can, so that it's come in here, for example. Even more than that, even. And yes, we get these like thin sort of scars that come into the land like this. Oh yeah, the more broken up we can make those shores, the better. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, I'm enjoying that. It's gonna sound, I need to stop saying saying it quite like that, but Yes, 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 yes. And let's even go so far as to make like lakes and things, jotting this landscape. The idea being that these battles truly just destroyed the area. Oh, Miseros, the land of misery. It is a bad place to be, raw Miseros. And Helen might have a lake or two. One does not even know I forgot about lakes. There can be a lake or two in the Ionian continent. The Ionian continent. And in this place as well, there's Roth and Kell. And in the provinces, we can have some lakes and things. In the provinces. I don't necessarily like what I just did. Do 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 do. I'm gonna fill some of these in. Boobadoo. We don't like everything that we do when we do it, and we gotta figure out what we like about it and what we don't. But Omizaros is very clearly like messed up, which I like. And these scars almost look like tumors in the world, which is a particular image for sure. If you want to think about that. Ooh, 417 changes. Let's go ahead and save. And we can move Talaris, continent of, back on there. So now Talaris is feeling a little bit more populated. We've got Omizeros, the Mistlands, Gyalak, and at Helen, we've got Keoth, which is not quite there yet. But we've got Hrongfial, Yon Naham, Kavima, and Hragos, which all feel kind of belong there. Demacia is still feeling a little bland, but the provinces, you know what, we could put a little... let's put a little texture on them provinces. It's not wasteland textures. It's land textures. Maybe it's brown. Is that what we feel? Yeah, let's go ahead and say... Make sure I don't mess this up here. Why is the opacity not up? I do not know the answer to that. Boop, 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 boop. Provinces are brown. And Urzelen is also brown on the map, though it's green in real life. It's lovely and nice, and we love there. Boop, boop, a doop, boop, a doop, boop, boop. But Demacia's now got sort of like a uniform coloring to it, sort of muted browns through greens, which is nice. Let's keep going on Keoth, shall we? We've got sort of a snowiness at the northern end of Talaris. I don't know that we need this necessarily to bring that back at the top of Keoth. Thing I think we do need some texture, like some landmark textures. You know what I'm saying? Like is it desert? I don't know that it's desert. Vegetation? Was it? So look for terrain, right? Terrain. That would work here. Snowy hills. You'll put some snowy hills up there. Up in the north. And some snowy hills up there. What else can we do? Are we doing dunes? Is that what we're doing? Is there a desert? And again, let's move this out of the way so that we can see what exactly we're doing here. They're just specks, really. It's not big enough to be much of anything. That seems to demark something or other. So we can have kind of a deserty vibe there. We can have sort of a northern-ish kingdom there. Let's break this right up. Let's break it all the way up. This is going to be its own kingdom as well. Yeah, there's going to be some kind of natural terrain difference between these that's going to make this happen. Can the path tool be used for rivers, etc.? Undo what we just did. Path tool. Solid line. Color. Blue. Can't see it. Interesting. Undo whatever the hell I just did. Oh, we're seeing... That's interesting. Does this one have rivers? Not especially. How to draw rivers. Seekers of Atlantis. Yeah, I see that. Well, that's kind of cool. Oh, I'm sure I will look more into that anon. But for now, let's really just get rid of that and use the subtract tool. So this is obviously going to be a different nation of this, which is going to be a different nation of this. And actually, we can do some fun stuff where we add. Either there are a bunch of islands here. We can just say those are all one island. And then that could be disputed territory. Path tool. Nice. Keep it simple, just go straight across. Boom, 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 boom. Let's do a texture or two. Make it frosty as all kind of heck. Now that is glacial, to be fair. It is an ice texture. Maybe there's a non-ice texture. Ice baby. These are all ice. They're not ice and snow. Kind of interesting. How does the snow texture feel after all of that? I certainly prefer it. Okay, let's undo all of that and then redo it with the snow texture. The snow does kind of like go over top whatever you put on before. Wild. And then we put the snow on top of that to give it the most. Actually, you know what? Undo that. Opacity at half. That's kind of a fun texture. Let's do that. Then we're going to need a desert one, which I know we've got somewhere. Grass. Ocean, land. Rock garden. Land gray, land white, and yellow. And brown. Lava, snow, parchment. There it is. I think we might want the more classic desert. Oh, that's the normal one. We're on desert already. Or something similar to it anyway. Okay, then let's swap out. Let's... I really got to remember the opacity thing. There we go. Whatever that land is. Like that. Whatever this land is, like this. And last but not least, that land in the top. We might be able to leave it, to be fair, but in case we don't want to. Yeah, let's just make it a little darker. Great. So now we go back to text. Don't want miseros. Call it text. Text, 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 text. Gotta make up some more names. Things are getting spicy and interesting. Hrungfjall. Pardon me. I don't know actually how much longer I'm gonna go, guys. I'm very tired today. Let's give this. Give these places their names. Thank you so much, Carrie. It's really, really lovely to hear. That is so nice. Okay. Hmm. Getting 4 of our 8 continents down over the course of 3 streams is not bad. To be fair, not bad at all. Something to think about. 5 names. Here we go. We need a snowy region. So let's go ahead and thank you so much. Thank you so much, my love. Yeah, I will. I'm gonna come up with some names and then maybe do a little spiel about something, and then something that might catch your interest, and then yes, then I will go and I will rest. Snowy region. What are we gonna call that? Not snow. What about cold? What about rigid? Does that? Ooh, Kaldor. Oh my God, that is perfect. Kaldur. Alderfjall? Hrongfjall and Alderfjall. I love that. Alderfjall. Some snowy dwarves living up there in Alderfjall. What you gonna do in Alderfjall, I wonder? It's a good question. I don't even know what accent I'm doing anymore. It's something, really. What about small land? Litioland. Hungarian, maybe. He's for dead. He's for dead. That's kind of cute. Talambiag. Armenian. Volkerhog. Pequena. Pekana. Let's just call it Peck. I like this place. Peck. what's something else we can make out of these? Uh, that what, the peck? Yes, the peck. No, what's the peck? I love that. I have no idea what's going on, but I love it. Yeah, it's just the people of Peck. It's like, yeah, what, the Peck? Peck. It's just people of Peck. The Peckins. Pecks. Just called the Pecks. Deal with that if you want to. Uh, that. Ooh, what is a delta mean again? I'm just. Mm, a delta. Yes, a triangular tract or sediment deposit at the mouth of a river, typically where it diverges into several outlets. The Nile Delta. Interesting. Doesn't quite work. The New York Pecs. Absolutely. And it's not, I don't think it's maybe it's a Kenku land? Maybe Peck is a land of Kenkus? That would be kind of fun. Let's go to our thing. We haven't been on here very much at all. Um but let's go up to, where is it? Payoff. Um go down to 12. Peck. And of Kenku? Question mark? I kind of love, no, yes. I kind of love Kenkus and like figuring out a place where they could live. It's just a little place where a bunch of Kenku live, and it's just a phonetic sound. It's just peck, 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 peck. We've also got their Fial. How can I format this in a way that I like? Tab, tab. There we go. Alderfial. Wrong. Fial. Kavima. Yon Naham. Ragos. Oops, that's not at all true. Dazaroth and Kel. Latunga, Gralan. Jael. Novagar. So yeah, starting to fill out these Acreal. It's something, isn't it? It's Yorva, that's right. Helen. Oh, Miseros. Galak. I just realized that, none of these had gone on to this sheet and they had to go somewhere. So we've got Tamazia, Ionvoss, Talaris, and Keoth. And now we figure out the rest of these places on Keoth. Actually, you know what we can do? Let's go over to these and let's figure out some races and maybe an idea will come out of that. So we've got a lot of dwarves in this sort of area. Ooh! Minotaurs. Yes. Just yes. I want this place to be about minotaurs. Toro. Tarb. What is the name of the minotaur? Asterius is the name there. Some Poseidon. What about... Yuck. What about... Oh, pardon me. What about Brash? Bersky. Yeah, I completely agree, Carrie, about Minotaurs are so underrated in modern stories. They get all the glory in ancient Greek myths and then got ignored. I completely agree. I think that Minotaurs, like, they don't even really make it out of labyrinths in most stories, which is such a shame. In this setting, the leader of the Bounty Hunters Guild that operates sort of like between a lot of these worlds is Kessig Tal, who is a Minotaur. And the idea being that like Minotaurs are fucking brutal, strong people and can do a lot of damage. They're awesome. Um, they're awesome. Gosakari. Gosakari. That's amazing. Gosa. Gosak. No, that's bad. Gosa. Gosa. Gosatar. Gosator. Gosator. Gohosa. Gosa. No. Gosa. Gosaros. Goros. Goro. Gosar. Welcome to Gosar. I like Gosar. Yeah, let's go. Let's say it. Let's say Gosar. We can add Gosar. Minotaur Nation. Woo! Northern Dwarfs. Large, prosperous dwarf nation. Kind of Kenku. Gosar. We got a desert here. There are plenty of people who live in deserts. We could do like a Naga kind of thing. Ooh. Like a Nagan nation. So we got like a serpent kind of thing. Sarbaya. Nothing. Nathaya. I think we've got it right there. Nathaya. Naga Nation. Nagas, if you don't know, they've got like sort of a humanoid upper torso and a lower half that's like a giant serpent. And they are really, really cool. They're often depicted in Magic the Gathering. They've got a lot of like shamanic kind of vibes to them, but I also get the idea very much sort of like similar to a Yuan Ti kind of vibe. Sort of like an alien lizard folk, scaled, not really gonna understand like your empathy, not really gonna understand like your morality kind of thing. Really cool. Really, really cool. I might be misrepresenting them in D&D, actually. Let's go ahead and look at Nagas. Arcana, setting specific... Naga, plane shift. Yeah, so from Magic the Gathering. Naga resemble enormous snakes with shoulders, arms, and a torso that resembles a humanoid form. They typically hold their heads and torsos off the ground while moving, but can increase their speed by lowering their bodies and using their hands for extra propulsion. They adorn their torso with armor, jewelry, and a vague nod towards clothing worn by other races. Male Naga have broad hoods, wider than their shoulders, while females have narrow hoods and longer faces. So it really doesn't say anything about where they're from. So it does say Amonkhet, which is a desert-themed world. So Nathaya works there, I think. And then let's say that these guys are like seafarers. Let's call out some, wind, sail, Sheol. I've done that before. I remember. Miri. Miriast. There we go. And all kinds of people who live in Miriast. Okay, let's throw the chaos thing back on there. Boop. Let's save our progress. So yeah, in the new campaign, if you guys end up taking on bounty hunter quests, yeah, you may end up talking to Kessig Tal, who is a really cool NPC, and I would love for you guys to meet him at some point. Ooh, baby. Well, this is starting to be cool. It's becoming more and more fun with all of the hello, gift. Welcome. I'm okay, thank you very much. I'm a little tired. I'm not going to maybe continue for an awful lot longer actually. I'm going to do a little bit more. But not a huge amount longer. Um yeah, just feeling a little tired and got some stuff going on, but nothing too bad. Just gonna get an early night. How about you, Gift? How are you doing? Lovely to see you. Or read you, as the case may be. Good. Good to hear. Lovely jubbly. Just filling in some holes that I made. Wasn't super happy with making them in the first place. There we go. Abaruza, as a general sort of vibe, I want to go desert. Just, yeah, darker desert sort of vibes. Right on the Mediterranean kind of deal. Abaruza. How about Hexat? Thinking more of like something a little bit vibey, bluier. You know, just a little bit vibier. I know there's water. I know you can do water. I know. I don't know that I want water though. Let's see. Makes it seem like it's an underwater continent, which, hey, is not a bad idea, actually. That's really interesting. An underwater continent. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that looks like. Is it just like a raised up from the ocean depth, but like plateaus? Like, what, 50 feet, maybe? Below, well, maybe 40 feet? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, this is so cool. Mmm. Hexat. The underwater continent. The landmass. Uh, rises to about 40 feet below the surface. Making the area treacherous for sailing. Ooh. And making the area treacherous for sailing. Um, defensible. I just like the idea of the underwater continent. That's just a cool. That's just a cool little thing. Hexat. Fascinating. Okay, how about Gaul? What kind of vibe are we thinking of for Gaul? Hmm. Watercolor batter maps. Is that anything? That's a terrible color. I hate that color so much. Truly so much. That's terrible. Yellow grass texture. That's better. Still a little, boring for an entire continent, but it gives it something. And how about Oxyed? Wasteland textures. These keep calling to me. There's something about them. Wasteland red? I don't know that it is wasteland, but it's kind of cool. Okay, so at the very least, as a starting place for this world, this feels cool. This feels sufficient for the moment. Because, it feels like if anybody was like, oh, we're going to land on Unan, I'd be like, cool. Bam. Here's, there are 8 continents, sort of like major ports to land a spaceship in Hrongfial and the provinces, Epakriel, Yorva. Oh, pardon me. And maybe Galak. Maybe a couple places in other continents as well. But if you wanted to go off the grid, you could go anywhere you wanted to. Because it's a world. It's a big, fat old world. And you could go and go underwater. Go to Hexat, which did not get fully colored in. There we go. Aogar, etc. That feels strong. I'm going to save that one more time. And then I'm going to save it to my computer. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about something else, which will be interesting to some folks. Save image. Let's go to building world maps. World map. Replace the thing that already exists. Yes, do it. Ha 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 ha. Ha! It's exciting. I like Incarnate a lot. I'm going to be using it for my maps from now on. Something else, especially for those who are going to be in my next campaign, this might be interesting for you. So, we've got Unan. Let's go to Ignaculus Guide for a second. Ignaculus is the name of the elliptical galaxy, and I wanted to talk... I wanted to make a new header. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the technology of the technology of Ignaculus. Specifically, let's talk about the Arcanotech core at the heart of modern space vessels. I don't know if this is of interest to you guys at all, but I wanted to talk about a little bit about the technology behind how space vessels work. Also, yeah, the technology of Ignaculus. Basically, there was an advanced civilization of dwarves from a planet called Gamath. The Gamathian dwarves either invented or discovered a material which was particularly suited to storing magic. And this is what I want to be at the heart of spaceship, like, drives, things that can really generate magic and allow for space jumps, as it were. Um, so they created. Yes, my love, Lord. They created. Here it comes, my love. The Gamathian orbs. Uh, Objects of incredible power, which they used to give life to vessels that could traverse the yawning void of space. And let's just tab that. It was a well-known feature of the Asmaran gods that they possessed many Gamathian orbs, though. Ooh, why? No, no. There we go. Though how they came about them, whether by discovering the same material, which they called Unamet, or whether they stole or traded them from the Gamathian dwarves, is unknown. It is all happening. Stuff that I have had in the background, truly so far in the background for so long. One of these objects appeared in one of the first games that I ran in the God Heist. Actually, maybe I think two of them did, to be fair. And there's an NPC that's running around with one of them at the moment. But the fact is that these orbs were used as the power cores in the Edifitra Titans, created by Aranor peacekeepers during the latter millennia of the Asmaran Empire. Civilization. Fine. What became of the Gamathian dwarves? And whether they are still out there is unknown. So there's a lot of unknown stuff happening here. The sword wielded by the old king, handed down to his son Soligar, and later to his worthy heir Arceon, was of Unamet. Was made of Unamet. And was capable of holding powerful enchantments. So, somehow, the Esmerans got their hands on some Gamathian orbs, but they seem to have had it for their entirety of their time. And so there's debate around when the Gamathian dwarves lived, how long ago their civilization... Certainly their civilization predated the Esmerans, but whether the Esmerans came by the same material somewhere and used it for their magic, or were able to make it themselves somehow, like, nobody really knows. Definitely nobody's been able to make any or find any of this material now. So we come to the Arcanatech core at the heart of modern space vessels. The battery that allows gate tech to function. Cores. Let's do cores at the heart of modern space. The batteries are made from Unamet shards from a shattered Gamathian orb that once powered the Edifitra Titan. We gotta come up with a new name. Yima Kron. The Edifitra Zugo. Oh, no, 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 no. Undo whatever I did. Bad, bad, bad. But once part of the Edifitra Zugo on Moor Anar. The centaurs used these shards, each capable of powering a vessel in its own right to reconnect with many worlds in the post-war era. So, I wanted to get into just a little bit into the mechanics of how this might work. The idea being that there was a Gamathian orb, or maybe a couple of Gamathian orbs which were shattered at a particular point, and that you have these shards from these orbs. And getting an intact one would be just insane. But like these things are worth a fortune because of how rare they are and how powerful they are. And they basically, mechanically in D&D, how would these work? They would be capable of storing spell slots, which would have to have some kind of Arcanatech interface to function, or maybe there would be a way to access them yourself. If you just had one, you'd be able to get a bunch of spell slots back. But let's have a little think about this. I'm just gonna put mechanics here. What did you think he had this orb for? You know how powerful that staff is that he's got on its own. He essentially has no limit to what he can do with a completed Gamathian orb. This thing is way too strong, and it's no wonder that the people of Volpagar want to keep all of their technology to themselves. It's straight up bad that he who must not be named has one of these orbs. It's a bad thing. It's too much power. Is this the orb of pondering? I have no idea what that means, but I know it was a meme. I actually don't know what that is either. Let's have a look at orb of pondering. The meme may have started with the old sage, but the phrase pondering my orb or pondering the orb has since become a meme in itself that is applied to any photo featuring a round object. Pondering my orb and know your meme. Is it just a guy looking at an orb? What? Images. And white supremacy, they must be stopped. The extremists on the internet found any pastime staring into their orbs and pondering them. Your orb is on its way until it arrives. This is fun. I don't know what I'm looking at, but it's fun. There's an Among Us meme. I know it's bad he has it. I've never been a fan that he has one, but still, I know that it's that you've never been a fan that he's got one of these things. But Alwyn didn't actually know the extent and the history of what these Gamathian orbs were, what they were, what they could do. That one, like the famous sword of the Ismerans, was made out of the same material that a Gamathian orb was made out of. But yeah, they're things. You assumed it was a Critical Role thing, but apparently not. No, I think it just is it's just a meme. It's just a meme of people looking into an orb. Pondering my orb. Who up pondering the orb? Nice orbs you got. Okay, so I can see. Yeah. It makes it. Look at this orb. Cool. I'm just gonna let that go, whatever that is. But that's a funny meme. I just don't want to go further down that rabbit hole. Yeah. Okay. So mechanically, basically, the way that this works is like what Arcanotech is a way of interfacing with a Gamathian orb in a safe way. So gate tech, when activated, when activated with the proper calibrations in place, accesses and drains a number of spell slots. And actually, these are going to be known as arcane units for sci-fi sort of purposes. Drains a number of spell slots in order to cast the gate spell, teleporting the space vessel through space, bringing them a great deal of the way towards their destination. Depending on the distance between locations, multiple activations may be necessary. What we got here? The original picture used in the meme comes from a game book that featured the artwork by English historical and fantasy illustrator Angus MacBride on its cover, called Middle-earth Quest: A Spy in Isengard, which was published in 1988 for a role-playing game based on Lord of the Rings. That is incredibly specific. That's awesome. Resurfaced in October 2021 and then became a viral meme. Oh, fantastic. So it's relatively recent then. That's very, very cool. And then Alberta says, it drove me crazy that I knew Owen didn't know the extent of what the orb was. You can see me grapple with it, I think. Yeah, she's around someone who has a copy of an illusioned on. What does that last part mean? When she's around someone who has a copy of an illusioned uh, of an illusioned one. Oh, that's right. Yes, 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 yes. Because people have certain stuff. So in the God Heist, for context, for anybody else who's watching this, there was one of these orbs was in the possession originally of an Ismaran called Darafel, who enchanted it with spell tongue, it's magical language, layered enchantments upon it that used it as a base to lay a curse upon the land, which raised the dead as zombies and spirits that would follow his orders and his command and would gather to release him from his prison. And the only way, besides being a god yourself and brute forcing it, one would assume, to break the enchantments on the orb was to sacrifice oneself, and one's soul could not be trapped within a soul cage-esque effect, which meant that you wouldn't go to an afterlife per se. You would have to go to the Black Shores of Death. So Thano, who's played by Morgan, who's a wonderful role player and a good friend to Neil and to all of us, his character, Thano, sacrificed himself to break the curse and destroy all of these undead that were going to kill the party. And he wanted to go out, and that was the way he wanted to do it, and it was awesome. And then the Gamathian orb was dormant for a bit, and nobody really looked into it an awful lot. What's-it had it for a while, and then he gave it to the Volpakar government, I think. Somehow it ended up in the hands of Breniel and Akir, and now he's got it he put it in a staff, and now he's got it in a staff. So there, ha 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 ha. So yes, Gate Tech, when activated with the proper calibrations in place, accesses and drains a number of spell slots in order to cast the Gate spell, teleporting space vessels through space, bringing them a great deal of the way towards their destination may be necessary. Oops. Whoa! Hello. Wasn't at all what I wanted to do. The number of arcane units this takes depends on the efficiency of the gate tech and the number of spell slot of arcane units, the shard and hold depends on the size of the shard. The size of the shard and the amount of damage it has taken. So, for example, a moderately sized shard might be able to hold, I don't know, 90 to 120 arcane units. Ooh, hello, Decadence. Welcome to the stream. We're going into very much a blend of fantasy and science fiction. So there is sort of like arcanotech, that's sort of like magical technology that artificers engage in a lot of the time. very much mixed with high fantasy, and the idea being that it's a wide, big galaxy full of lots of different worlds that are connected via space travel, but the engines they use are based off of a magical core um, that well technology interfaces in order to cast spells to fold space to allow for things to happen. So it really guns exist, blasters exist, but also spellcasting exists, and yeah, and everything sort of exists together. So guns. Because magic is so prevalent so often and so many places, guns are not necessarily haven't taken the place of swords, bows and arrows and crossbows, etc. Because some people might be able to do like a crossbow, like arcane archer type thing, and match the damage output of a musket, which is crazy. But like mechanically D&D wise, we can think of that being what that looks like. And now we're just going over some of the mechanics of what a a space vessel's engine would look like, and there's something called gate tech, which interfaces with the core and with the shard in the center, which can hold a number of spell slots called arcane units. By some of the more scientifically minded, entrepreneurial individuals who created gate tech. Pardon me, in the first place. So we've got like small shard might hold 40 to 60 AU. Nice. Cool. Welcome to the stream. If you got any ideas you want to say, just join in and have a chat. Just message. That's what we're here for. Also drinking a little bit of wine because it's nice. Moderate, large, yard might hold. I want it to be quite a number, to be fair. I want it to be like it truly boggles the mind. So like 60 to 90, might hold anywhere from 150 to 250 arcane units. A large might hold anywhere between 300 and 600 AU. No pressure to think of anything or add anything. If you don't want to, but if you did have ideas, if you or questions, or you wanted to just chat, it's all good. Okay. Cheers to wine. And then a full Gamathian orb is rumored to be able to hold an infinite number of arcane units. Fine. So that's sort of like shard size. Now let's talk about gate tech efficiency. How many units does it take to cast a gate spell? Because the max efficiency is 9 arcane units per gate casting, because it would be nine spell slots to a 9th level spell slot. So you think a 9th level is worth 9 AU. A first 3 first levels are worth 3 AU, which is the same as a 3rd level, etc. So let's just boop. Minimal efficiency Oh, yeah, let's say, yeah, ooh, like 5 times. So 5 times 9 is 45. I want to say that's right. Am I right? 36, 45. Yeah. 45 arcane units. Um, minimal efficiency. Uh, minimal, moderate. Uh, moderate efficiency gets us to sort of 2.5. So let's say 22 arcane units per gate casting. Um, great efficiency gets us to 17 arcane units per gate casting. Excellent efficiency. I feel like where everybody gets to is like the maximum people have managed to get to so far is around 12 arcane units per gate casting. And then max efficiency, I'm gonna put a little thing here. Top of actually not yet invented. And excellent will be top of the line. So, if you have, let's just bold these for a second. For example, if you've got a ship that has a gate with moderate efficiency but a small shard size, you might have a shard that can hold a maximum of 80 arcane units. And it takes 22 arcane units per gate casting, which means you get 3, and if you have a caster who can boost it up, maybe 4 castings of gate before you get to an empty tank and need to refill at a station. If that makes sense. So that's kind of the way that goes. The technology itself casts the spell. Decadence 29. If I can give some sort of idea, I really like the thought of of immense galactic beings that are sort of too big and powerful to care about the PCs, but still can get into play, sort of like Nowhere in Guardians of the Galaxy, but instead of dead, still alive, but too aloof to care. That's a great idea. So that's the idea of sort of like the Celestials, in uh, in Marvel, who sort of made their first, proper appearance. Isan the Wanderer made his first appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy, and then they did make a larger appearance in the Eternals, which, not a great movie, but there is definitely that sort of idea, and that idea of big, uncaring beings that they don't really care about what you do. Um, yeah, that's really really good. Um, I haven't seen Eternals, but if they have them, might have to. I mean, let me be clear. It's not a good movie. It's a bit of a mess. Uh, but maybe you will enjoy it more than I did. Yeah, heard it sort of bad. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Uh. The plot line is taken straight out of one of the Neil Gaiman the Eternals runs. It's sort of like his early graphic novel work, like Galactus type big stuff, though. Yeah, exactly. That Galactus. I don't think he is an Eternal, not an Eternal. I'm sorry, a Celestial. He's something. He's something adjacent, though. What is Galactus a Celestial? Galactus is not a Celestial. He was once mortal, known as the Explorer Galen from the planet Ta, which existed in a pre-Bang universe. He he's not a, he's not a celestial, but he has like a universal um role. Like he is a destroyer, isn't he? Something like that. He's his consuming of worlds serves a purpose of some kind of thing. No, I don't care. Yes, sorry. Yes, emerging the seventh cosmos as the devourer of worlds, an agent of the universal birth. Um, yeah, yeah. So he's sort of like a force of the universe that just happens to look a lot like a celestial with a giant face, and he eats planets. That's kind of the idea there. Ooh, there we are. Um, that's a great idea. I haven't thought exactly about how to put cosmic beings like that into the setting yet. I want it to be, uh, I want it to be a little bit more ground level, and I've already got sort of like a history of beings who were powerful enough to maybe have interacted with beings like that at some point. Um, so I'm gonna think about that, but that's a great suggestion to put those in. I will figure out a way to do something like that anyway, at some point down the line. Still physically floating around is a thing, but not something you can talk to. Yeah, way too powerful. Still physically floating around is a thing. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a fantastic idea. I don't know if you know, sort of like the idea of elder evils in D&D, or sort of just in what is this? The Necronomicon is the Lovecraftian universe anyway, or in Magic the Gathering they've got Eldrazi, who are sort of beings uh, who exist in the blind eternities and can kind of reach into different dimensions and manifest as sort of like weird eldritch beings. But that's kind of what I'm thinking of. Not necessarily as an evil thing, but just as beings out there that are that big. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, yeah. And I love how they sort of like appear again, sort of like more at ground level at first. Like Star Spawn, uh, in it's either Volo's Guide or Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. The Star Spawn are a great subset of villains. Core Spawn as well from the Wildmount, Explorer's Guide to Wildmount are great for that. They're the same sort of deal. On one of the worlds that we did earlier in on Rayara, there's an idea of that those beings might exist in the deep of the ocean somewhere, not necessarily out in space, or if they are out in space, they reach through in the depths and the dark of the ocean. So that's kind of fun. Something you have to care about. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Uh, yeah. So Rayara's kind of like touched on that idea, but I'm gonna have to think longer about putting those out. But yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit more about the mechanics of about the Gamathian orbs and the gate tech. So that's sort of the idea behind the the gate tech and the way that space vessels traverse through space. Um, Chart size, blah blah blah. We can go above. While capable of holding a great deal of power, accessing this power has proven somewhat difficult. Controlling the no worries at all. It's lovely to chat. But no, I was just on a particular sort of thing, so I thought I'd just keep going with the thing I was on a track to do. Yes, sorry, controlling the power coming out of a shard is a feat only the strongest of spellcasters have managed. Conversely, it was thought that a major advantage of the Gamathian orbs was that the power could be accessed by anyone. Those who try to access the power in the shards some of have simply had the power wasted. Others have taken damage or even died. Arcanotech, when properly and specifically designed for the task, it has proven to be an effective intermediary. So, for example, if you programmed the technology to replicate the power of a gate spell, but you could also, you know, in theory, replicate it to make the power of a, let's say, fireball. Fireball is cool. So, you get like a little arm cannon thing, and you design the arm cannon to draw power out of a shard and produce the fireball spell effect, and then you slot the shard into your arm cannon and activate the arm cannon to cast the fireball spell. And depending on the technological interface efficiency of that, it might take you 9 arcane units to cast a 3rd level fireball spell, which means you'd have to pump 9 levels of spell slot into it. But it means that you could pour those in on the previous day and then come in with a shot of fireball in an arm cannon from a shard, and for example. So that's kind of cool. Spellcasters are capable of feeding spell slots into the shards with a 1-to-1 ratio of spell slot to arcane unit. So that is very much the idea behind how those are going to work. And theoretically, you could use shards to do all kinds of crazy magical stuff if you had the programming and the machinery and the know-how and the wherewithal to do it, which is super exciting and cool. In my humble opinion, that's really cool. So I like that personally. Now, how does this jive with energy dice or power dice with the Star Wars 5e system that we're going to be using? I haven't figured that out yet. Don't want to lie, but that is something. Yes, hello. Yes, that was something I wanted to work out actually. So maybe I will go and look at that now. Star Wars 5e. Rules. Starships of the galaxy. Starships themselves. Purchasing. Oh wow! It's going to require this ship by purchasing. So they break down the size of the vessel and how much they cost. That is awesome. It might cost even more in mine. Ha 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 ha. Starship building workforce is generally cheaper than buying. It requires substantial more effort and patience. So, ooh, this is cool. This is very, very cool. Upgrading a starship. Modified, fully customized prototype. Base cost, highly sophisticated, state-of-the-art. Also, on a scale of 1 to 10, how down would you be, asked Carrie, depending on how well the one-shot goes, to have the Pokemon one-shot become a full campaign for Hidden Realms? So I'm not sorry that I'm a huge nerd. This is the realm of nerddom. There is nothing to apologize for. How dare you suggest that you might be, even though you're not. I think, hey, you want to run a campaign? I get to be a player and play as a Pokemon in your one shot. That's awesome. I think, yeah, I think absolutely. Let's do it. Let's figure out how to be releasing stuff on the channel as much as possible. If you are what you are offering is to put in your time to make an awesome game for everybody else to enjoy and then put out stuff. So that's awesome. Joshua, can you think if it means you can be a player for once? I am thirsty for being a player. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy being a player in one-shots an awful lot. It means I get to try out different characters, etc. But I very rarely get to play a character for more than one session. And, it's fun. It's fun to try out being a person in a game and it being really, like, low stress. You know, it's not that doing DM is super stressful, but like it's a very different experience being a player, in my opinion. Going from DMing and having all this stuff in your brain to being like, wow, I can just listen to other people being awesome and just tune out for a second and come in when I have something to say. Like, oh, it's beautiful. You want to sneak peek at the notes, or do you want to be a complete player and not know anything? It's more, I just want to show off. I'm so proud. I understand that way too much. I understand the entire thing, this entire thing with the gay tech and the Gamathian orbs specifically is me showing off to my lady love. That's all that it is. It's like me finally being able to share some world building stuff that I've had in my back pocket for 2 years. And which in theory actually longer than that because it showed up in some of my writing beforehand, the Gamathian orbs. There's a whole legend about Gamath, who was the king of the Gamathian Empire, and he wanted to swallow the sun, and so he made an orb to do so. Anyway, he invented the technology. Here's what I will say. There it is. DocSchool.com sharing. I will look at this one and everything. Whoops, too late. There it is. anything... I'll look at stuff for the one-shot, and if this becomes more than a one-shot, I will want to be blind going into the rest of it. But I'll look at this. Oh, no! Pokey one-shot. Let's put this in a different, let's put it in a different, Holy shit, this is detailed! Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. This is so cool! Oh my god! Oh my god! It keeps going! It's 11 pages long! Oh, this is awesome! Oh, and you break it down by the different locations! And the... Oh! Oh, this is so cool! This is so cool! 90 years ago. What? Years ago. This is a dream to get to read this stuff. I'm so glad you sent this. I'm gonna just put this fully in my back pocket for a moment. I'm just gonna do that. And when I get off stream, I'm gonna be on here maybe for another 10 minutes or so. When I get off stream, I will look at that. Thank you so much. This is so cool. So cool. Eventually, I will put together a lore package for everybody for the new campaign and send it to you, and there will be all kinds of stuff in there. And that will be me showing off. Alberta, thank you so much for your lovely message. It's very nice. Cool. Cost modifiers, don't care. Upgrade workforce, don't care. Upgrade time is interesting. I'll look at that later. Tier features, variant space stations. Oh, wow, that's very cool. Starships, tiny. Oh! Oh, yes. This is a fighter. Small ship. Do. Maneuvering jets, subfighter. So, as the fighter approaches, it activates this targeted computer ignores the pushes around. Calm down if I was lost. Behind him, person ion pulse. Sorry of the day. Ground cockpit. Go out with them and repeat it, squeeze the trigger. Starships. I don't care about the workforce. All I care about is how many people fit in each tier of ship. Well, I know they had rules somewhere. Rules. Home. Where was the thing? Rules. No, home. Starships. Deployments. No. No, I was looking for rules. Starship of the Galaxy. Take to the stars. How to play. Great. Do X-Wing. Greater than large ships and larger immune to damage from small firearms. Tiny, is tiny on a space scale, but huge on the ground scale. Fantastic. So a tiny starship could still fit a number of people. D20 advantage, disadvantage. Down to down. In addition to step-by-step starships. Shield. Most starships have shields, although they do not come standard. And their strength, your ship's shield point maximum, the amount that they can regenerate each round, your ship's shield regeneration rate is determined partially by your shield dice and partially by your choice of shields, as detailed in the equipment chapter. Yes, that's what I want. Yes. Cargo, capacity, armor, and shields. This is where we want it to be. I loved watching the last minute real-time edit of your typing. The last minute real-time edit of your typing. Don't read this. Lol. Oh, did that happen in the Poke One Shot Google Doc? Yes. Yeah, ooh, there are a few people on here. I haven't gotten the chance to read this yet. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Okay, not reading that. Looking at this. Here we go. Shields. While some ships lack shield, most ships have them. Shield points determine how strong a ship's shields are, while shield regeneration rate determines how quickly those shields regenerate. All starships have access to shields without need of modifications. Base shield points. Your ship's base shield points are calculated like your ship's maximum hull points. Tier 0, your base shield points equal the highest roll of your first shield die, as well as an average roll for each additional die. Oh, fantastic. The capacity of shields is calculated by multiplying the base shield points by the shield capacity. For instance, if a ship has 50 base shield points, then it would have 50 shield points with directional shields, 75 with fortress shields, and only 33 with quick charge shields. Great. Shield regeneration rate is represented by a value. Your ship may regenerate shields, no action required, once per round on the ship's turn by that amount by expending a ship die or a shield die up to shield capacity. So, for example, a small ship regenerates 6 shield points at the start of the ship's turn with directional shields, but only 4 with fortress shields. Multiply the maximum value of the ship's shield die with the regeneration rate coefficient. So, let's say we've got a medium. Shield points. 5d8. Shield points for first shield die. Yeah, 8 plus your strength modifier. Your ship's strength modifier. Shield points for subsequent shield die or plus. Yeah. And then what is the regeneration rate? Shield regeneration. Equipment. Shield regeneration rate. Shield is represented by a value. Counted by multiplying the maximum value of the ship's shield die. Okay. By shield regeneration rate coefficient. 6 shield points at the start of their turn. Only 4 fortress shields. Oh, I see. Fantastic. Fortress shield, quick charge shield. Times. Yeah, 2. Oh, I see. So plus that amount. So If it's directional shields, then you regain 6 at the beginning of your turn. Or on your turn. Are all replenished after a recharge. Yes. Which you can show on stream. It's cool. No, I understand it's cool. It's just, I'm just focusing what I'm doing for a second, and then maybe I will move on and read your thing, maybe. Offer a reduced capacity. That's chill. Power dies deployed. Crew members can use a ship's power die to fuel special abilities. Power die is expended when a crew member uses it. The size of your ship as power dice is determined. Your ship's power dice is determined by your ship's tier, shown in the starship tier power dice table. Starship tier. Normally determined by your ship's reactor and power coupling. Recovers the number of expended power dice shown by power dice recovery column. Power discovery 1 with a fuel cell reactor ionization is a 1d2 minus 1. Weird. As a 1d2. Central storage capacity. Got it. Understood. So all of this feels like it's connected, really. Yeah. So it's how much you have to begin with. Blaster feeds directly into your system. I'm going to simplify this for sure when we do this system, because this is not impossible to understand, but it is a lot. It's a big system and complex. Great. Good. Cool. Okay. So the better the quality of the shard, the better quality of the probably, well, yeah, this is going to be based on the ship's constructions, the amount of but it might help the regeneration process. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. So, shield regeneration and power die regeneration are both going to be tied to shard size. This fuels power dice regeneration and shield regeneration on a ship. And gatic efficiency. This fuels I don't know, actually, that's how. Ooh, shield regeneration for sure. That might just be a separate system then. Might just be a separate system. Okay, cool. That being done, let's have a look at Carrie's thing here. I want to know what the deal is with this region. I want to know what the deal is with all of this stuff. So, here we've got this. So cool. Sunken City. Very fun. Cheether Point. Unan Mountain. Clone Town. Dead Forest. The Yinmin region, a region so small as unrecognized by the other regions. Those citizens are keen to have their own Pokemon tournament and traditional trainers' journey. They currently lack the resources to match the standard of the bigger, economically lavish regions. Hence, trainers to be venture elsewhere, leaving those who can't afford to travel to try and improvise a journey for themselves. The philosophy of the region is that one should not believe in your initial perceptions. Expectations will always be subverted. The chaotic can be the most peaceful. The loudest can feel the quietest. The small creatures in the Yinmin region can have the biggest impact. Awesome stuff. Klasana Village. A place that initially began as a village, but over the centuries has been built up into a humble yet prosperous town. However, it keeps its village name for the sake of heritage. Companies across Yemen have turned to Klasana to source multitudes of food and fabrics, thanks to its relatively moderate climate compared to the rest of the region. Kinds of Pokemon found here. Combi! Yay! Combi, Machop and Machoke, the Oddish line, the Spinarak line, Tauros and Bullifant, Miltank, Rockruff, and the Wooloo. Oh, you've got Wooloos in the starting area. I love it. I love Wooloos. The best thing to come out of the new generations. Fight me. Although I don't know a lot of people who would fight me on that, to be fair. Vermindale. No, I agree. Yeah, Wooloos are great. And it kind of makes you think that what were they going like you kind of get the idea of Mareep, but then you look at Wooloo and you're like, this is clearly better. Like, this is what you should have done the first time round. And in fact, an electric Wooloo would be sweet and cute, and I would prefer that over a Mareep any day. Apom Line, Seviper, Elemental Monkeys, Chromala, Trevenants. Ooh, Trevenant's a good one. It's just a ball of wholesome energy. I want to hug one. I want to have one and hug it around its fluffy body. That's the whole thing with Wooloo. What's his Zarude? I'm interested in this. I'm gonna have a look. Oh, this must be one of the new ones. Leaf Ground, great typing, kind of cool. It was revealed on Pokemon Day. Oh, it's a mythical Pokemon. Oh. Oh, interesting. Game data. Okay, so it was in Sword and Shield. It's Generation 8. That's interesting. Using Pokemon is make the mythicals less relevant and the most random useless Pokemon almost like legends. I like that. Oh, Berna, I was so hoping that you would look up what a Wooloo was. Wooloos, they're sheepies. They're sheepies. The term of Wooloo is that it's normal. It just rolls and vibes. I agree. I agree. All I was saying is that a Mareep that was a Wooloo that did static stuff, I would like better than Mareep, because Mareep is not my jam. I don't like Mareep at all. I don't like that it stands up in its evolution either. So that's all I was saying. Using Pokemon make the mythicals less relevant and more random use of Pokemon, almost like legends. I love that. I really like that. Breloom, I like Breloom. Breloom's a great Pokemon. I just want to look at Wooloos now. Wooloo. Yeah, it's Wooloo. Images. Yes. The other thing you need to look at, my love, is you need to look at a Wooloo rolling. Like, just find a video of Wooloo rolling. I don't care. But now I'm just showing everybody ads. But I wanted to do a video of Wooloos just rolling around. That's Stuffers. There we go. It's Wooloo. This is just rolling. I am a sellout. At Grammarly, everybody, don't actually learn to use the English language or to have grammar for yourself. Machines can do all your thinking for you. No need to ever learn a thing. Just use Grammarly instead of thinking. That's the sellout thing. That's Grammarly. Buy it. Use the thing. Never think again. Yeah, Wooloos are sweetie poos. They just roll. The Wooloo roll. Yeah. They roll around. They're sweetie poops. Okay. Jackalon Town. What are we listening to? This is just Horizon Zero Dawn, in case anybody's wondering. Just gonna turn it down a little bit. Giverig, Fanfi, Shroomish. Yes! Shroomish! Ugh! Good Pokemon. The Budew line, yes. The Chingling line, cool. Stuffle. I actually don't know Stuffle. Glameow for Fro. All the cats. Love it. Shroomish for drug. Thank you for clarifying, because yes, drugs. Absolutely. People. I like the idea that people just have shroomishes and then just kind of squeeze them a little bit and get high. The Lost Fire. Ooh, what was the Lost Fire? Oh, yes, in the center there, the bonfire. Relic of written in regions. History. Here, representative of each town goes to pay respects to the 3 trainers. They sound important. It's told the spirits of the 3 trainers. Pokemon. Tropius, Relicanth, and Victini. Yes! Relicanth is a great Pokemon to have that sort of like mythical vibe to it. It was the one I'm thinking of. I'm pretty sure it is. Relicanth. Yeah, I love Relicanth. Great Pokemon. I never actually used it in any of my teams, but I love it as a Pokemon. It's great. Marshadow? What the hell's a Marshadow? There are way too many I don't know about anymore, because I don't have a Switch. Oh, that's cute. I think Marshadow's great. More Marshadows. Yamask, yes! Very cool. Very, very cool. Sasuke Man. Aster bought an entire island and renamed the lake after herself. And instead of she renamed Rallian Lake. Surrounding areas of base producing her clothing. I don't like this person. Immediately I'm like, maybe I can beat up her Pokemon. The Fletchling line, the Vullaby line. Oh yeah, Vullaby. Croagunk. Yeah. Zangoose. Zangoose is badass as all heck. And Bell Tower. Unknown. Oh, force propelling the windmill. Ooh, door to a spiritual dimension. The Ghastlies, the Litwicks, the Mischievous, Drifloons, Duskulls, Spiritombs. All of the best ghosts is what you're saying. Yes! Oh, why didn't I go Ghastly? What is wrong with me that I picked little beautiful, wonderful Gibble instead of Drifloon? Why did I be Litwick? Ah, ghosts are so good in Pokemon. They're so good. I love Ghastly. I love Ghastly and Haunter and Gengar. They're so good. Sunken City. I know. I know. This is my starter is perfect. Gibble is wonderful and is going to be the strongest and most wonderfulest of little boys, or girls rather, because I'm playing a girl Gibble. But all I'm saying is the ghosts are great, and there are too many ones that you want as a Pokemon. Like the reason that you are a trainer in the games is so that you can collect a bunch of really cool ones that you like. And playing this one sounds awesome, and I'm super excited to do it. But it's much like in D&D, where there are so many subclasses you want to play, and you're like, if only I could be an illusionist wizard, but also get the Psy warrior fighter in there, and the crazy dragon rider, ranger. So all I'm saying is that I love Gibble. You gotta class them all. D&D, yes, Gary. That's awesome. That's pretty good. Gotta class them all. D&D. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. We know from Mewtwo that Pokemon can use Pokeballs to have Pokemon of their own. All I'm saying. Do with that information what you will, Carrie. Ball's in your court. Pokeball is in your court. But I'm saying that sometimes Pokemon have been known to have Pokeballs in front of another Pokemon. I know that that's not happening. I just wanted to be cheeky and throw something out there. Haha. Just no with a little period to make sure that we understand. It's very good. City that was once above ground, but over time seeped into the water as the buildings and foundations crumbled. The people of Suncon City become excellent divers and develop the technology to breathe underwater. Nice. Starting the city walls, visually unpleasant swamp. Pokemon found respite in after the great searing. Oh, geez. Neon line, the Clamperl line, Chinchou, Surskit. Yeah, Surskit's really good. Bidoof. Gotta love a good Bidoof. Tortuga, yes, love Tortuga. Ducklets, yes. Cheetah Point, where's Cheetah Point? Oh, that's cool. Yes. With the drought, just before they migrated to Cheetah Point, but their fire types have been to melt the ice for consumption, which somehow managed to purify the water. Since then, Cheetah Point exports its water via Delibird. Nice! Marketing is a form of toxic cleanse. Torkoal! Oh, you're using so many good... Cheddar. Great! Yes. That's awesome. Thank you for the pronunciation tip. Those are always good. Appreciated. You're using some of the best, like, Pokemon from Hoenn are awesome, and they don't get used often enough. And Torkoal is one of those Pokemon that's, like, just a gem. Torkoal is a gem of a Pokemon. So good. After ownership of fire types was banned across the region, they shortly went extinct. As soon as I... Literally the next sentence. Oh, I owned myself so hard. Gee whiz. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. I can recognize how funny that is. That's awesome. Okay, let's have a look. Conjure, Spheal, Lapras. Ooh, Lapras. Those are nice. Delibirds and Snom. Yeah. Hidlin Grove. Tall, dead, burnt tree. There's a carved door that leads downstairs to a community of people. The original inhabitants of Hidlin Grove carved out a space to hide from the Great Seer. Other people found it and began to collaborate in building a stable underground labyrinth. Golett and Golurk guard the entrance, hidden in the sand dunes. That's wonderful. That's just really, really cool, and a great use of the sort of vibe of those Pokemon. The Diglett line, Trapinch and Vibral. Ooh, Trapinch is a great Pokemon. Yes. Trapinches, the Sand Shrews, Nincada and Ninjask, lovely. Drillbur, yes, I remember Drillbur. Donphan. Donphan is great because it rolls up and rolls right over you. Donphan, you could attach 4 Donphan to a carriage and you could just ride around like a car. Donphan. And the Golett line, lovely. And then the Drayoon Mountain. No sign of water can be found here. No. Signs of life are few and far between. None venture here for the sheer danger of the irritable Pokemon and lack of resources to survive. The land merges between it and Hidlin Grove. Pokemon are more populated and reasonable. That's a Pokemon found here. Skarmory. You really did do a hoeing, and it was really good, because Skarmory's a great Pokemon. Skarmory should fight Charizard and Aerodactyl all day. Skarmory, Absol, Flagon, Skiddo, Larvitar. Ooh, Larvitar. I know it's another pseudo-legendary, but that's... pseudo-legendaries are some amongst my favorite. The Metangs, the Larvitars, yeah, the Bagons. Yeah, they're good. They're good. The Volibee. Which one's a Volibee again? I can't honestly remember. Volibee Pokemon. Ooh, Volibee. That's kind of interesting. Let's have a wee little look at the Volibee thing. Is it living inside of a skull? Is that the idea? Strange. Volibee Pokemon. It becomes a Mandibuzz. Oh, okay. It just becomes a sort of Bone Vulture Pokemon. Oh, great. That's lovely. Skiddo, Perugly. Ooh, I love Peruglies. Like beating them. Ha! Gotta bring back the Torkoals at some point. There gotta be, like... I know the Torkoals exist other places in the world, but, like, Torkoals... If I had to pick a favorite Pokemon, would it be Torkoal? No. But it's close. It's a good one. Here we go. Mythical and legendary Pokemon. Melody's Tropius. Yes! I see what you were talking about now. Making non-legendaries mythical. Defender of the Lost Fire that resides in Quentin Lake belongs to Melody Quentin. A dominating yet gentle creature, bears fruit, those who approach with kindness. Vesper's Relicanth, Defender of the Lost Fire that resides at Plainwind Lake. An ancient fish has been around long before records began. Along the Vesper Plainwind. They are rarely to be seen, as they are found so deep in the water. Yet sometimes there have been a handful of witnesses claiming to see a floating brown fish with red eyes. Theodosia is a great name. Theodosia writes me a letter every day. I'm keeping her bed warm while her husband is away. On the British side in Georgia, trying to keep her company alive. You can take all of Georgia, Theodosia, she's mine. Victini! That's a great song. That's a great song. Hamilton's a good musical. It's just good. Love doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. Yeah. So good. Victini belong to Vesper Plainwind, uses psychic fire powers. They can manipulate flame and heat and direct wheresoever they want. They help 3 trainers to stop the Great Searing from destroying the region, but grieve for the loss of their human friends. Oh. Yeah, 3 Dojo. Feralian, oh, that's great. Ramorant. I was swapping Pokies a lot. A lot, a lot. Gotcha. Gotcha, Gary. No worries. Cramorant. Mysterious Pokemon that propelled Windbell Tower. What is a Cramorant? Oh, it's like a Cormorant Pokemon. Oh! Can eat Pikachu. That's amazing. Cramorant. Team Skinners? Another useless derpy Pokemon wanted to give some love. It does seem a little bit derpy, but I look at its blank eye and tell me that's not derpy as all heck. But based on Cormorants, yeah. Did you say that it's Team Skinners? That's the team here? Team Rocket, Team Galactic, Team Skinners. uh, I love it. It's a little bit more intense than the other teams, and I think that's perfect. Um, do they want to make handbags out of the Pokemon? Is that the deal with Team Skinners? Like, are they trying to make clothes? Is that connected to the clothing person? Oh, so many things and theories. I gotta go to the relevant history. But first, Volcanion. Great Pokemon. The Pokemon behind the Great Searing. Oh, shit. Aggravated by human activity on its home. By its home. Nearby to its home. It exploded in fury and began an uncontrollable fire that continued to incinerate the region. Ashamed and weighed on it by its remorse, it sank into the ground, burying itself in the heat that in its mind destroyed. Burying. Yeah. It in its mind destroyed an entire civilization. Nice. Good. I like that. Volcanion. Crazy. 100 years ago, the Great Searing occurred. The cause of the Great Searing is unknown, though it was a Volcanion. It wasn't a natural occurrence. Someone or something started it. Starting the center, a burning flame spiraled out of control and spread across the region. Communities and towns were obliterated with damage. Holy moly, this is, yeah. Flat beat east while preventing a catastrophic event. This is just a bit more adult than most Pokemon stuff, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for writing this. Being a smaller scale, initial explosive, but still made the middle of the region uninhabitable. Each respective city could hear the constant burning and anger terrorizing the people of Yinmin. 90 years ago, Lost Fire. Best friends Melody Quinton, Vesper Plainwind, and Theodosia Feralian were split apart after the Great Searing. They kept in touch via letter to the corresponding towns. Just seeing the devastation and trauma that the region was facing, all agreed to try and put an end to the fire. Battle the flames together. Together, the humans were attacking them. After the initial explosion, defended himself. Trainers owners told their Pokemon to run away to safety before Volcanion caused a second explosion. Terrified of their searing, families missing trainers became frightful. What could have happened? They could not hear the flames anymore. It was quiet. The ongoing roar stopped. Oh shit! The search party found the three trainers' bodies with no Pokemon to be found. The bodies were identified and returned to the families. By citizens across the region went to the Lost Fire to mourn. Shortly after the first gathering, it was agreed to honor the trainers' courage. They named 3 lakes after the trainers. Again, an annual tradition. From each town visiting the Lost Fire to thank the trainers who gave their lives to save the region. Holy mother of God! Trainers died. I love it. 10 years ago, it's agreed amongst each town leader that owning fire Pokemon is prohibited across all towns. Whilst there were some that found it unfair, the general public was gaslit into believing it was the right thing. At the same time, a young Astrid Kingsman who had no care for Pokemon growing up and felt her life was out of control in regards to the people who treated her poorly. So instead, she wanted to control the lives of Pokemon, mainly end them and use their fur as trophies. Team Skinners! I knew it! Astrid started her company, Kinsman Aster, and simultaneously began Team Skinners as a means to produce her fur-lined clothing. Oh, so good. Well, you just try skinning my gibble. It's got rough skin. It'll irritate your skin. There. The latest batch. Once a year, Astrid takes on requests from 88 wealthy clients to make custom items with their ideal Pokemon style. Started Professor Tumbleweed to order these 8 eggs from the respective regions where their population is biggest. The Amora egg, the Lotad egg, the Goomy egg, the Igglybuff egg, the Gibble, the Petalil, the Mimikyu, and the Totodile. Oh, so this is your first batch of one-shot people, and then your second batch of one-shot people. That's very clever. That's very cool. What is an Amora? I feel like that's the dinosaur one. Amora. Pokemon. Yeah, it's a little dinosaur. Cute. Lotad is a great choice. Goomy, of course. And then Igglybuff. Igglybuff is great. Igglybuff is simply adorable. Keeping a... I just went on Facebook and read some messages that are very funny. Okay, present time. The rise of Kinsman Aster. Bum 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 bum. Richest person in all of Yemen, even richer than CEOs in the bigger regions. Whoa. Understands her ways are barbaric in the eyes of the Yemen region. She lies, but her clothing line Kinsman Aster is faux fur with fantastic quality. She also makes custom items for wealthy clients as well as her general fashion line. Scarcinos, and she charges such high prices. Fashion line now determines who is who in the region. If you were seen wearing her designs, onlookers knew you were wealthy. Many people didn't even knew the horrifying truth in that she sources Pokemon eggs, hatches them in Professor Tumbleweed's lab, and makes sure to feed the Pokemon dry puffins to increase the sheen in their fur. To prevent scaring the Pokemon, Tum overfeeds them with Wiki Berries on days when Pokemon are being collected. Since Wiki Berries are grown by Dragon Mountain, well, the climate is so dry, it guarantees a hypnotic, confused state for every Pokemon. Professor Tumbleweed, Darlie's Pokemon, Donna the Vulpix. Nice. Scams young kids with artificial Pokemon stars and charges an extortionate amount of money, while also unknowingly selling them to Team Skinners to be killed and made into fur clothing. Oh, cool. So sort of like a lovable scam. Artist. Don't read this. Oh, and there's redacted amount. Oh, I love that. Yes, fantastic. Finally got there. Henry, one of Aster's bodyguards, the collector Pokemon from his lab, how the Team Skinner's cruel skin Pokemon is the insipid and vague of the two. Hash, a Sizzlipede. Oh. Sizzlipede. Pokemon. Ooh, a Firebug. Ooh. It's a Scorch. Ooh, and then there's a Gigantamax one? Gee whiz. Crazy. Sizzlipede. Drake, another one of Aster's bodyguards. Drake is savvier, but is rather foolhardy. Handseer. Yep. Monkey, don't read this. What a journey that was. What a journey reading all of that. What a fantastic. I can't wait for this one shot. This is going to be effing fantastic. Oh, so much fun. Well, thank you everybody so much for watching. This has been a bit of a wild ride. Yes, we reached the redacted section. We reached the end. Yes, we did indeed. This is where we're going to call an end to the stream for the night. I'm going to go to bed. Rallied a little bit. This was super fun. Thank you so much, Carrie, for sharing your thing. We did 4 continents, and then talked about engines, and then got to look at a Pokemon shot. So excited. Thank you guys for joining in and engaging. And so excited. Yeah, so excited to play in this world too. Mwah, mwah. Take care. Sleep well. see you guys not next week, worth noting, because I've got something else in the evening, but the week after. Take care. Bye. We'll come back to Mata Zion.